Now, Tesco results out later today. We're expecting big profits, well, certain experts are. There's also the Tesco Booker deal. They're looking to buy the biggest wholesaler in the UK, £3.7 billion deal. Not straightforward, though. Issues around competition, as we've already talked about. You know, the business they're buying has lots of convenience stores itself. Earlier in the year, one member of the Tesco board, Richard Cousins, quit over that deal. Big shareholders not quite happy. So how do they go around handling this, and particularly suppliers who will be affected by this deal? So let's talk to Steve Jones, founder of negotiationexpert.co.uk. Used to negotiate deals with suppliers on behalf of Tesco, as well as Sainsbury's, Safeway, WH Smith. Now looking at how suppliers can cope with that deal. Steve, morning.
Good morning.
What's the biggest issue for suppliers with this deal?
I think the biggest issue is that suddenly you've got a massive increase in the concentration of the buying power. If you look at Booker, who turn over about 5 billion, in 2003, when Safeway were up for sale, both Asda, Tesco and Sainsbury, none of them were allowed to even bid for it because they were so big. And in real terms, Booker is now bigger still than Safeway was at the time.
I'm surprised that this deal's being allowed to go through unmarked, or am I being a bit premature there?
Well, I think you've been a bit premature. I was talking to a competition lawyer a couple of weeks ago, and he said it's by no means certain that it will get stopped, but the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority, will be all over it. And what made me, well, I was going to say laugh, but more of a wry smile, is a couple of weeks ago, the Groceries Code Adjudicator was saying, well, this is a good thing because it brings Booker under the Groceries Code Adjudicator control.
Booker used to be a public company. Is it still a public company? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Otherwise they wouldn't be able to merge, would they?
Public quota? Well, I don't know. I always thought you could buy a private business without any problems.
I'm sure you could cough up a lot of cash for that, couldn't you? When it comes to the suppliers, Steve, when we spoke to the Groceries Code Adjudicator last week, Christine Take on, and she said this is actually a good deal from her perspective because Booker will then come under the realm of the regulator there, and she can see how Booker deals with smaller suppliers. So do you think that's a good thing for those smaller suppliers out there?
Well, Booker could come under the regulations anyway, because the bottom line, the bottom money to be included in the code is £1 billion of turnover, and Booker turnover 5 billion. But the code is restricted to groceries retailers at the moment, which Booker would assert that they're not.
But there's going to be some element of scepticism about all this, Steve. I mean, retailers have been running rings around producers for years and in many instances bullying them.
Well, if you look at what they said in their press release, they're expected to save £175 million in purchasing costs. Well, where's that going to come from? The suppliers. It's just going to move straight from the suppliers' P&L to the retailers' P&L.
And what are you expecting today? Are you one of those that thinks £1 billion profit plus?
Yeah, I think also Mr. Lewis is very much in the realms of no surprises, let's be transparent. I'd be amazed if it's not well in line with the setter's expectations, maybe a bit above.
Steve, thank you very much for that. Steve Jones there, founder of negotiationexpert.co.uk.